dark chocolate, please make sure it's dark chocolate. You would know because it would say dark chocolate. Make sure it does not contain milk or any animal derived things. Uh, and it's bitter. It's bitter. The more bitter, the more of the nutrients and it will have. So dark chocolate. So far we have blackberries, papaya, kiwi, and dark chocolate. And dark chocolate does that it kind of like you could take a little square of dark chocolate that doesn't have milk, and it kind of releases like endorphins and positive thinking, like happy thoughts. So changes your mood and stuff to a more positive. Turmeric. So if you find yourself feeling a little low, that happens to the best of us, you could consume some dark chocolate that does not contain any milk. And if it's too bitter for you, maybe consume less, or you could mix it with something else. You have to be creative depending on how you're taking it. Or you're taking it like what you call it in powder, or you buy in the bar. You have to use your creativity. I just eat it like that. Be brave. The way it makes you feel is worth it. So yeah, it's bitter, but it makes you feel good. So because of all that goodness it contains. So turmeric is next on the list. I love turmeric because turmeric has a lot of medicinal properties and so many endless amount of uses for turmeric. Turmeric, when you combine organic turmeric root with organic ginger root, you get a natural antibiotic. The antibiotic, as I mentioned, is not going to, natural antibiotics is not the same as pharmaceutical antibiotics. Pharmaceutical antibiotics are not made to work on viruses, only bacteria. So, but however, the turmeric and ginger, when you place organic turmeric root with organic ginger root, right? Or just, it doesn't have to say organic as long as it's not sprayed with pesticide, fungicides, and herbicides, then it's fine. Like food back in the days wasn't sprayed with that and it was considered organic. It's not about the label, it's about what they adding to it. As long as it's clean, turmeric and root and ginger root, those create a natural antibiotic. So that natural antibiotic is going to help to keep your immune system in good standing. It's going to boost your immune system. So I'm not saying that it's going to kill the virus. It's just going, because that's not the job of an antibiotic. It is that only apply, as I mentioned, for bacteria, not viruses. However, it's important to have natural antibiotics because it keeps your immune system at peak. You want the immune system working at its best 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for you. Okay, so that's where turmeric comes in. Turmeric is an antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and improves your heart, and it prevents cancer. So antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, improves your heart, and it prevents cancer. There's many different kind of cancer, but everything in the body is connected. When what affects one thing affects something else, whether you're aware of it or not. So turmeric helps to keep everything working at peak to fight for you. Next is spinach that has flavonoids, iron and vitamin C and vitamin E. So next on the list is garlic. Garlic improves white blood cells to fight viruses. Garlic improves your white blood cells to fight viruses. Ginger. I mentioned ginger with turmeric. My favorite combination because it's a natural antibiotic. And what's good about ginger and turmeric being a natural antibiotic It doesn't do anything bad to your microbiome, to your bacteria, to the good bacteria in your gut. Usually, like antibiotics that are made in medicine, well, Western medicines, they're not naturally like occurring in nature, grown from nature directly. They're made in the lab in the pharmaceutical companies. They destroy your good bacteria. That's why they tell you to eat yogurt and things of that nature. And some people get like yeast infections, um, and different complications from taking antibiotics. But with turmeric and ginger is a natural antibiotic, it does nothing bad for your microbiome, for your bacteria. It does, so you do not have to worry about your the natural antibiotics doing anything harmful to your good bacteria. And you need the good bacteria in your gut to fight, that it's essential to fight all of these bacteria and all of these things to keep your immune system at peak. That's very important. You need to have that acidophilus, that plant-based, that that is not mixed with animal things, animal derived products like milk, because milk and all of that causes another problem, inflammation, and a whole bunch of other problems that we do not need to have at this, especially at this time or at any given time. Milk, dairy, milk, cheese, all of those dairy derived products, animal derived products causes inflammation, and that weakens your immune system, and you don't need anything to weaken your immune system. So when you're taking probiotics, make sure that they are plant-based probiotic. Make sure that they do not contain any milk or anything that has to do with animals. Like acidophilus is good. Make sure when you buy it that it does not contain milk. Make sure that you read it to make sure that it says vegan. When it says vegan, that means not vegetarian. Vegetarian could contain animal derived products like milk, eggs, and certain animals like turkey and chickens and fish. Vegan means no dairy, no meat whatsoever, no dairy whatsoever. Okay? So make sure you're getting your probiotics. That's super important to keeping your immune system at peak. And obviously, if you're going to, you also need to feed your good bacteria. So yes, your probiotics need prebiotics. They need to be fed to keep that good bacteria there. You need to feed it prebiotics. So you feed your probiotics, prebiotics, like bananas or fermented fruits and veggies like cabbage. Some people make their own fermented fruits and vegetables. I don't know how to do that. I go to the store and I buy fermented cabbage in a jar. Or my favorite, I eat bananas, because not only do they have prebiotics to feed my good bacteria, to feed my probiotics to keep my immune system running at its peak, but they also have magnesium, selenium, and tons of other good stuff that the Be Amazing girls did a video on some of the benefits, nutrients rather, that bananas have. So if you want your kids to look at or learn about the benefits of bananas, then I will put the link in the description so that you, it's very family friendly, you or your child could see the benefits that banana has to offer. So nature bears has so many gifts for us. So there's always the principle of duality. Tons of gifts, but then also, Sally, there's poison. So you have to know what's good and what's bad. Okay, so we mentioned ginger. Ginger is anti-inflammatory, antioxidants. It contains compounds that have a powerful benefit for our body and our brain. Okay, our brains are important too. Red bell peppers. They have beta carotene, that's vitamin A, and they are antioxidants. And sweet potatoes, they have beta carotene, vitamin A is beta carotene, plant-based. It's an antioxidant. Green tea fights cancers, reduces inflammation, stress, brain issues, and it's an antioxidant as well. Cabbage, fermented cabbage, makes an excellent probiotic. And let's see, when we talk about bacteria, probiotic and prebiotic, we are obviously speaking about our microbiome, our gut, our digestive system, which is very important. And I already mentioned about bananas being a prebiotic to feed our probiotics, to feed our good bacteria. Sunflower contains sulfur, one of the elements of life. Magnesium, vitamin B6, vitamin E, and it's an antioxidant. So make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure you exercise. I would say exercise at least 4 times a week for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Find whichever exercise you like. It could be dancing, Pilates, yoga, Tai Chi, martial arts, gymnastics, basketball, baseball, football, whatever you like that you enjoy doing. Make sure that you could do it 4 times a week for 45 minutes to 1 hour uninterrupted, because exercise is very important. Sitting around in front of the television is not going to help to keep your immune system at its peak. Eating plant-based food, exercising, getting enough sleep, getting enough water, thinking positive thoughts, taking a break from the news, because it seems to a lot of times be bad news. They do throw some good news here and there. Take a break from that. Do some other things that you love. Put yourself in a good, positive state of mind, because you are a creator too. Everything that you do influence yourself, those around you, in the entire universe. You're a mini universe. You're made up out of the same things, out of the same elements that stars are. Everything out in the universe is actually scientifically proven to be within you. So you're a miniature universe. You're so cute. Ooh, it's so cute. All right, don't mind me. Okay, so let's see. Vitamin C has, let's see, 19. Okay, so we just went over some of the foods that are helpful to fighting specifically COVID-19 or any other viruses, or also, and to keep your immune system strong and at its peak, which is important. Now, let's move on to COVID-19. Has been around since the 1960s. However, what I meant to say is the coronavirus, not COVID-19. The coronavirus has been around since 1960. The coronavirus has been around since 1960. Now, the COVID-19 that we're dealing with currently, which is a family of the coronavirus, right? And with a new strain attachment to it, the one that we're currently dealing with now, right, is the coronavirus. So COVID-19. So I hope you're not confused. So the coronavirus has been around since 1960s, since the 1960s. However, COVID-19 is a new strain. All right, I think that's clear. All right, so the coronavirus has been around since the 1960s. However, COVID-19 is a new strain, which I specified earlier in the video. So COVID-19 tends to, as I mentioned, stay like if it bypasses you washing your hands and you got it inside your mucous membrane in your nose, your eyes, or your mouth, or what have you, if it went through your mucous membrane, it stays in your throat, in your sinuses, and it lives in your sinuses, in your throat for a few days. Some people say 3, some people say 6 or 9 days. I need to further look that up, but I know for certain that it stays within your sinus and your throat for a few days. So if you were to be unfortunate and did not wash your hands, then it's in and it got in your it enter your mucous membrane. It's gonna live in your sinus and your throat for a few days. So what you could do was beneficial is what I mentioned before, what my dad mentioned, who's a chemist. He mentions that the hotter the better. Obviously 83 degrees and up kill viruses. So, but don't take it so hot that it burns you. Use of common sense. It's not necessary. Drinking a lot of water throughout the day, but specifically drinking hot items, hot water, hot herbal teas, and even hot coffee. Drink plenty of hot items throughout the day. So if we were to leave in your mucous membranes, at least 3 times a day, herbal teas. Start with the hot water. Some people recommend that every 20 minutes you go ahead and drink hot water. Drink hot water for 20 minutes. If you find it that it's in your, it has entered your body, you feel that you're starting to feel sick, then even if it's not COVID-19, it could be anything else. Assume that it could possibly be it. Is better to be safe than sorry, and go ahead immediately when you start to feel sick. Go ahead and start drinking the hot tea 3 times a day and the hot water every 20 minutes. If you feel it has already entered your body, you have to drink. I would recommend, I can't tell you what to do, that you drink hot liquids every 20 minutes. And another thing that I would recommend is that you gargle with sea salt as often as you can. So at least 3 times a day. But drinking as much hot liquids as you can when this has entered your body. To prevent it, you could just drink hot tea, 2 or 3 times a day, some hot herbal teas or hot water per day. But if it's already entered your body, you need to be more proactive, and you may need to do this every 20 to 30 minutes of just drinking hot liquid. How much water? You could drink 9 ounces of hot water every 20 minutes if you have to. Okay, some people may say use a little bit less water, but I would recommend that you drink about 8 to 9 ounces of hot water every 20 minutes to flush that out, until you start to feel better. You could also gargle with sea salt, because it's going to go ahead and help you with the situation. Gargling with sea salt. Also, what will help you a lot also is to gargle with colloidal silver, nano-colloidal silver, as I mentioned before. And if you're interested, you could email me. I am going to place my email address on the description below if you're interested in purchasing colloidal silver, or if you want more information, or if you have questions about colloidal silver, if you would like to get it for yourself or a loved one. It has endless amount of benefits, not only with viruses and bacteria. It has numerous amount of ways that you could use it to enhance your life on a day-to-day basis. So if you want more information about colloidal silver, nano-colloidal silver, because I tried so many different ones, and nano-colloidal silver I have found to be the best based on my own personal experience and research. Those two combined. So if you're interested in purchasing it, you could send me an email. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer any of the questions that you may have. So yes, gargling with colloidal silver and drinking the colloidal silver as directed. The bottle will tell you how to take the colloidal silver. 1 teaspoon 3 times a day. But if you already expose yourself to it, I would say you could take up to a teaspoon. So 1 teaspoon 3 times a day for maintenance. And if you already feel like you're exposed to something, you could bring it up a little bit. Instead of a teaspoon, you do a tablespoon 3 times a day. And the bottle, obviously the colloidal silver, already comes with instructions, so you know how to take it, but that's what they recommend. They recommend 1 teaspoon 3 times a day. But if you're dealing with an issue, obviously it's safe, completely safe for you to do 1 tablespoon 3 times a day. And then when that's done, you could go back to a teaspoon 3 times, up to 3 times a day. Okay, the colloidal silver is very helpful for viruses, and the foods that I mentioned, and the washing your hands is essential. All of these to keep your immune system happy, exercising, getting enough sleep, having a positive mind, eating plant-based food, stop eating animals, and eat plant-based food. They are compatible with your biology. But this video is not, I know some people are sensitive when it comes to animals, meat, in flesh, animal flesh. They don't want to call it animal flesh, but that's what it is. You're eating that animal flesh. So that's what it is. People feel like they're supposed to eat those things when it has already been proven. There's a doctor that speaks. He's a doctor that practices Western medicine. However, he deals more with like holistic, natural, plant-based, and he speak of and prove scientifically why we not carnivores, why we herbivores. So I have a lot of his videos on, I made like a lot of groups of videos, a lot of playlists. Check out my playlists. The playlists have covered different subjects. So when it comes to plant-based, vegan, climate change, saving our world, and all of that, all of these things are real. So we speak about less pollution from the cars, where one of the top things they're actually contributing to climate change, you would think is the pollution from your car, is that meat that you're eating. So check out the videos so that you could go ahead and see for yourself. I know where you're coming from. I was not born like not eating meat. I ate meat back in the days because that's what it was fed to me. But when I became an adult, and at 23, I obviously become biologically an adult at 21. But I'm saying at 23, I was done. We're done with that stuff. Done with animal flesh. So, but I'm saying that because I know what you're talking about. You are attached to the taste, and you're not really attached to that flesh. You're attached to the spices and herbs that you add to make it taste good. You can make a veggie burger taste good. Please, for those people that got something negative to say about